Peruvian coast is a spectacle of natural power and stillness. The Pacific Ocean beats to the same rhythm it has for millennia, unpredictable and beautiful. When the morning mist hangs over the rocks, the whole world seems to stand still for a moment. As I traveled along the coast, I realized how diverse this country is. A place where desert, ocean, and mountains are only a few kilometers apart and yet seem worlds apart. There are places you don't just visit, they touch you from the very first moment. My journey to Peru began where the land meets the endless blue of the Pacific. A coastline that never stands still, a landscape that is constantly changing, yet carries something timeless within it. How you experience Peru in its purest form, powerful, wild, and full of life. We arrived in Lima early in the morning. The city was just waking up. A mix of soft morning light, fresh sea air, and the quiet rhythm of a metropolis. It's that moment when you feel a journey truly begins. Together with my companion Josh, we set out to explore the city. Lima doesn't greet you with a loud, boisterous energy, but rather with a subtle elegance. Modern districts, colonial architecture, colorful streets, artfully designed parks, everywhere this vibrant feeling that tradition and the present fleetlessly blend together. We strolled through Miraflores, along the cliffs overlooking the Pacific Ocean. The fresh breeze, the sounds of the city, the colors of the coast, all of this immediately creates that special energy that defines Lima step by step. The city opens up, revealing its personality, its culture, its pace. For us, it was the perfect start, a morning where adventure and curiosity went hand in hand, a first impression that whetted our appetite for more in the coming days. And, of course, Josh stayed true to himself. On every trip, he has this charming habit. No matter where we land, no matter where we are, he stands there in the pole position, as if he wants to capture the moment, a little tradition that accompanies us. And that makes me smile every time. Even here in Lima, he couldn't resist. Between the cliffs of Miraflores, in the parks, at the viewpoints, everywhere, this typical image of Josh appeared, in the pole position, ready to greet the world. It somehow became his trademark, and maybe that's why it's so authentic. From the coast, Peru opens up a new dimension. The interior, rugged valleys, steep slopes, and roads that cut through the wilderness like thin lines. I followed them, and they led me into a landscape that is simultaneously harsh, silent, and endlessly awe-inspiring. Here, you realize just how vast this country truly is, and how small you feel amidst this immense natural world. Lima's incredible Larco Museum, a treasure trove of Peru's pre-Columbian history. Step inside, and you are surrounded by thousands of artifacts, delicate gold and silver pieces, vibrant textiles, and stunning ceramics that tell the stories of daily life rituals and celebrations. As you move through the museum, each piece invites you to imagine the lives of the people who lived centuries ago there, their joys, challenges, and boundless creativity. The exhibits are beautifully arranged, drawing you in with color, texture, and intricate detail. You can almost feel the heartbeat of a world long past, yet surprisingly relatable. And now, we follow Josh as he explores the museum, capturing every corner in his own unique way. One of the most intriguing sections is the erotic gallery, where ceramics candidly depict intimate moments from ancient Peruvian life. These pieces are not just provocative, gapiness and everyday realities of these ancient cultures. Is a part of history that surprises, educates, and entertains all at once. After soaking in the history and artistry, we step outside into the museum's lush gardens. Paths lined with vibrant flowers and greenery create a serene escape. Perfect pause after the richness of the exhibits. And, of course, Josh couldn't resist marking the garden's beauties with,
"Just as treat my pose!"
The gardens are more than just a beautiful backdrop. They're a living celebration of the artistry and spirit that fills the museum, offering a peaceful, unforgettable finale to the visit. After leaving Lima, we made our way to the breathtaking Huacachina Oasis, a hidden gem tucked in the heart of the desert. The oasis itself is surrounded by towering sand dunes, their golden slopes stretching as far as the eye can see. As the day winds down, the sunset here becomes truly magical. The sky transforms into a riot of warm colors, vivid oranges, pinks, and purples, that seem to set the dunes ablaze. Shadows stretch and shift over the rippling sand, creating patterns that are mesmerizing to watch. Walking along the dunes, you can feel the soft sand under your feet and the gentle desert breeze on your skin. Some visitors take the thrill up a notch with sandboarding or dune buggy rides, racing down the steep slopes as the sun dips lower. Meanwhile, the oasis itself reflects the fiery sky, its calm waters mirroring the colors above, creating a picture-perfect scene. It's a moment that feels both peaceful and exhilarating. A true desert spectacle you won't forget. Next day, I set out on the long drive to El Cañón de los Perdidos, a journey that would take me deep into the heart of Peru's desert. From the very first kilometer, the landscape unfolded in sweeping vistas of raw, untamed beauty. Endless stretches of sand and rock stretched in every direction, broken only by the distant silhouettes of rugged mountains rising like sentinels over the barren plains. The sun cast its golden light over the dunes and cliffs, creating sharp contrasts between shadow and brightness, revealing the intricate textures of the desert that often go unnoticed from a distance. As the road winds deeper into the wilderness, the scale of the desert becomes almost overwhelming. The air is dry and still, carrying a quiet that feels almost sacred, broken only by the whisper of wind over the dunes or the occasional distant call of a bird. The solitude of this place is humbling. It makes you feel simultaneously small and incredibly alive, as if the desert is both a challenge and an invitation to reflect. The terrain changes constantly along the way. Smooth rolling dunes give way to jagged rock formations, the colors shifting from soft golds and tans to rich reds and deep browns. Shadows stretch and shrink as the sun arcs across the sky, and every turn in the road offers a new perspective, a fresh composition that looks like it was painted by nature itself. Here and there, the remnants of ancient riverbeds appear, dry and cracked, telling stories of a time when water carved life into this harsh landscape, driving through this vastness. You can't help but marvel at the desert's grandeur. The sheer scale is dizzying. Dunes rise like towers. Cliffs seem to strace impossibly far away. Light and shadow play endlessly across the sand, turning the simplest hill into a work of art. At times, the wind picks up, blowing fine grains of sand across the road in shimmering curtains, adding a sense of motion and life to an otherwise seemingly still world. By the time I approach El Cañón de los Perdidos, the desert has already left its mark. Its silence, its enormity, and its stark beauty linger with you, creating a sense of anticipation for the hidden wonders that await within the canyon itself. Driving here is not just a journey across land, it's a passage through time and space, a chance to witness one of nature's most dramatic and awe-inspiring landscapes, where every curve, ridge, and the making. Arriving at El Cañón de los Perdidos, we stepped out into a world that felt almost otherworldly. The sheer scale of the canyon took my breath away. Towering walls of rock rose on either side, sculpted by centuries of wind and erosion into jagged ridges, deep crevices, and smooth flowing curves. Sunlight spilled into the canyon in golden streams, highlighting every ridge and casting dramatic shadows that shifted with the day. As we began exploring, I couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and reverence. Each step revealed something new. Hidden alcoves, narrow passages, and unexpected pockets of greenery where life clings stubbornly to existence. The textures of the canyon walls are mesmerizing. Strata of red, orange, and brown, layered like the pages of an ancient book, telling stories that span millennia. The air is dry and still, carrying only the whisper of wind, and every sound echoes, reminding you of the canyon's vast emptiness and solitude. I never thought I would be able to see what I was given to see, the kind of natural artistry that leaves you silent, overwhelmed, and yet completely present. The canyon feels alive, almost as if it's observing you as much as you are observing it. Walking along its winding paths, pausing at viewpoints that reveal endless stretches of rugged beauty, I realized that this was more than sightseeing. It was a humbling encounter with the raw power of nature, a chance to witness creation in its purest, most unrefined form. Every corner brought a new perspective, a fresh awe. Light danced across the rock, shadows deepened the hollows, and the canyon seemed to transform with every passing moment. The colors, textures, and sheer magnitude leave a lasting impression, one that stays with you long after you leave, a memory of a place so unique that it feels like stepping into another world entirely. We stepped into a landscape that felt almost otherworldly. Towering walls of rock rose on either side, sculpted over centuries by wind and erosion into jagged ridges, deep crevices, and smooth flowing curves.
All this way down.
Sunlight
Amazing,
spilled
huh?
into the
Josh.
canyon in golden streams, illuminating
Say
every
something about
ridge
your-
and casting dramatic shadows that shifted as the day moved across the sky. As we began exploring, the canyon revealed its secrets slowly. Hidden alcoves peeked around corners, narrow passages opened suddenly into vast chambers, and small pockets of greenery clung stubbornly to life in the harsh terrain. The walls themselves were a tapestry of colors, reds, oranges, and browns, each striation a reminder of the immense span of time etched into the rock. The desert air was dry and still, carrying only the soft whisper of the wind, and every footstep echoed in the canyon's vast emptiness, amplifying its quiet grandeur. Walking through the canyon, it felt as though we had stepped into another world, another time. The towering walls rose like the arches of a vast cathedral, a cathedral of both the past and the present. Light filtered through narrow openings, painting the rock in warm hues and long, shifting shadows. Here, the usual concerns of life melted away. Nothing mattered, except the present, the sheer awe of being surrounded by this ancient, enduring beauty, At every turn, new perspectives emerged. Others flowed like molten stone frozen mid-motion. Tiny details drew the eye. A delicate feathered lichen clinging to a crevice, a sunlit patch of sand glowing like gold, a hint of green life stubbornly holding on in the cracks. The canyon silence was profound, broken only by the occasional whisper of wind or the distant call of a bird. In this solitude, every sense seemed heightened, every color and contour more vivid than anywhere else. I could hardly believe the spectacle lay before me. The canyon felt alive, as if it were a living, breathing entity, observing us as much as we were observing it. Time slowed, thoughts quieted, and the enormity of the place filled every moment. Each step brought a new sense of wonder, and the sense of scale was humbling. Walls towering overhead, shadows deepening the hollows, and the horizon stretching seemingly forever. This was more than a journey through the desert. It was a meditation on nature's artistry. Here, past and present converge in perfect harmony. Each ridge, each curve, each shifting shadow told a story, a reminder of the power, patience, and subtle poetry of the natural world. Walking through the canyon, I felt suspended in a space where nothing else mattered, only the moment, only the canyon itself, and the quiet awe it inspired. As we slowly left El Cañón de los Perdidos behind, I couldn't help but carry with me the sense of awe and quiet wonder that the canyon had inspired. It's a place that humbles you, reminding you of the raw beauty and immense power of nature, a landscape shaped over millennia, yet still alive in its solitude and grandeur. Every ridge, every shadow, every curve told a story, and walking through it felt like stepping into a timeless world where the past and present exist side by side, and all that matters is the moment you are in reflecting on the day. I realized that this is what traveling through Peru is truly about. Discovering hidden corners that reveal something unexpected, moments that leave you speechless, and landscapes that stir emotions you didn't know could exist. From the bustling energy of Lima to the silent grandeur of the desert, every place has its own story, its own rhythm, its own magic, and this is just the beginning. Our journey continues along winding desert roads, through highlands and coastal plains, past towering cliffs and remote villages. There are adventures still waiting, sunsets still to chase, and countless hidden gems to uncover. In the next videos, we'll share more of this incredible road trip through Peru, desert landscapes, mountain passes, and secret corners that few ever get to see. For now, the memory of the canyon lingers, a reminder to slow down, take it all in, and let the landscape leave its mark. Peru has so much more to show, and we're only getting started. Every mile brings new surprises, new vistas, and new stories, and I can't wait to share them with you.